Here's how to receive, process, and deliver a new order. As you can see, this is the vendor app, and on the home page, on the home screen, you can see that I have a new order, and you can see that the order was placed 2 minutes ago, and I have 5 minutes or whatever auto rejection time I have to accept this order, or the order will auto reject itself. So as a vendor, you can either reject or accept this order if you want. So, and if you want to see more details, I would advise that anytime an order comes in, make sure you tap on this question mark sign here to show you more details about the order placed. So some customers can decide to schedule their order. This is where you get to see if a customer scheduled their order or not, and this is where you will see the breakdown of the order. For example, this customer wants a refill, that's a gas refill, and it's 3 kg. The quantity is 1, the total amount is 3 naira. You can also see the address of the customer from here. So once you are done reading that, you can tap anywhere outside the box, then it disappears. I can tap the question mark again, it comes back. I tap outside the box, it disappears. Then I'll go ahead and accept the order. But before I do that, notice that the order always comes in between this area where we have the dashboard and the revenue. Once I accept this order, this disappears and they all go back in place. Watch what happens if I accept this order now. I'll tap on accept. Okay, you are seeing this notification above here because I have all 3 apps installed on one phone. That's why. So, but that's what your customer will see immediately you accept their order. They get notified that you have accepted their order. So notice what happens now. The revenue is back in place here. This space in between this dashboard analytics and the revenue analytics is just meant for the order when the order comes in. So once you've accepted the order, the next thing for you to do is to tap on bookings. Look below where we have home, bookings, menu, account. You tap on bookings. Once you tap on that, it brings you here to see all your completed orders, cancelled orders, that's if you have one. Then processing order that you are currently processing, and that's this order. So I'll go ahead and tap the details. I'll tap details to bring me here. So as you can see right now, vendor has received your order. That means you as a vendor, you have received the customer's order, you've accepted it. The next thing you want to do is to click on the update order status, this button below here where that says update order status. You go ahead and tap on that. You just tap on the button once and wait for it to load. You tap on update order status. I've done that. Can you see that my customer has received that a notification that their order is now being processed? So vendor is now processing your order. So you are notifying your customer at every stage, which is very important. So the next step now is, once you are done with processing the order, let's say the order is ready to be delivered or is set for delivery, the next thing you do now is what will trigger the dispatch app. Remember, you have drivers, and if you as a vendor, you are your own driver, this is exactly how it works. At this point, once you tap on this button again, update status, and it gets to order in transit, it will trigger a notification on the dispatch app. So watch what happens when I tap on update order status. Can you see pickup request? That's my dispatch app. So I'll just tap on that so that it will take me to my dispatch app. Can you see? The customer also got a notification that the order is now out for delivery. So at this point, you as a vendor, your work is over, at least for now. If you are a vendor who has a separate driver, but if you are still your own driver, you continue with your dispatch app at this point. So as a vendor, don't click beyond order in transit on your app, because at this point, this is where the driver continues the work. So the driver will see the address, that's your address, and probably the destination address. So I'll go ahead and accept this address. This is the driver right now. Can you see that the customer got notified again? Delivery executive assigned. So that's to say a delivery executive has been assigned for that particular order. So at this point, I can also show you what your customer is going to be seeing. Let me see if I have the customer app opened up. Let me refresh this. Okay, so if I tap on details, you can see that my map has been enabled simply because a dispatch driver has been assigned. So that's what enables the customer's map. So let me go back to the dispatch app. So at this point, the driver continues to work. You tap on this. The first thing you do is you can see the pickup button above here. So right here we have the navigate button. This navigate button is what leads you to the Google map if you want to use any map to that would direct you as a driver to the customer's location. So again, other details. If you tap on other details, you see the details of the customer, how much they bought, the number of kg, the amount they paid, their address. You see everything here as a driver so that you know what you're dealing with. Then here you can call the customer. Maybe you get to the customer's shop or the customer's location and probably you can't find them. You can easily call them from here. So the next thing I want to do now is to press hold to start. But before I go ahead and do that, there's something above here that says pickup, just below the map here. The word pickup. Pickup is showing you that at this point, you are about, as a driver, you are about going to your shop to pick up the order from your shop. That's what you want to go and do. That is the way the app was built. It was built in such a way that if a vendor receives an order from the office, the driver could just be anywhere around town and we get this particular notification. So once they get this notification, the next thing they want to do is to drive down to the office or to the warehouse or to the station to pick up this particular order. So for the customer to know that you as the driver, you are on your way to the office, the station, the warehouse, you need to process this. Even if you are your own driver, just go ahead and process this. It's just a way to notify your customer. So I'll press hold to start. You press down the button and you allow it load like that. Then you see delivery executive heading to the store. So that means your customer has been notified that you are now going to your stop to pick up their order. you tap on the button again, hold to arrive. You are trying to notify your customer that you have arrived your store. So once you are done doing that, you press hold to pick. That means we are trying to pick up the order. So at this point, you need to take a picture. Let's say for example, maybe it's cement, or maybe you are selling water. Before you pick up the order, maybe you are selling a truckload of water. Maybe that was what the customer ordered for. Maybe the customer ordered for a truckload of water. Before you start moving, after loading the truck, before you start moving, you need to take a picture of that particular truck filled with water. Let me just take a random picture. I'm taking a random picture now. I've taken the picture. So it's a proof showing that, okay, this is what I am loading. And you tap on the signature, you use your finger to sign and press done. Once that is done, you press the done button. And did you notice that the pickup has now changed to drop? So right now, this is the best time for you to use the map. If you tap on navigate, the map will now take you to your destination address. So you press hold to start. Customers get a notification, delivery executive heading to you. That means you have notified the customer that you are on your way to them. Then you start driving. You can make use of the Google map if you want, so that it can direct you to where you are going. Once that is done, once you arrive at the customer's location, you press hold to arrive. Delivery executive arrived at your location. That's what the customer will get. So at this point, customers will also know that, okay, they are supposed to probably step out of their apartments to meet you at the entrance of their gate. Or if it's an estate, they know whether to call the security to allow you in, as the case may be. So once you are done delivering, maybe you pack the truck and you open the truck. Before you start offloading any of the products, let's say it's a truckload of water, you press hold to complete. You take a picture again to show as a proof that what you picked up is the same thing you are delivering. Then you sign. And press done. It shows you the total distance, the total time. No kilometer is showing here because I didn't move. You understand? So you just press OK. Once you press OK, that ends the transaction, and that's all. See, the customer gets a notification again that says order delivered. As you can see, I'm no longer assigned to any task again. So if I go back to the vendor app, which was where this whole thing started, you can see that I didn't move past order in transit as a vendor. So at this point, if I just go back and refresh, you can see that the order has been completed automatically from. So that's why we always say the vendor app and the dispatch app are connected one way or the other. They are well connected. They work together. So if I tap on details, the next thing I'm expected to see is the receipt of this order. Let me refresh again and see. Next thing I'm supposed to see here is the receipt of this particular order. Yeah, as you can see, it shows me the name of the company, what the customer ordered, blah 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 blah. If I want to download this as a PDF, you can go ahead and download it. Let me show you what the customer will also see on their end. refresh. Let's go to completed. So if I tap on details on the completed, the customer also gets to see their receipt. You can see it's the same thing, and this is where the customer can rate your product or reorder for this same product again, or download this particular receipt PDF. So that's how to receive and process order on the Dizu vendor app and the Dizu dispatch app. Thank you.